What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Savvy, and welcome back to the Savvy Show. And in today's episode, y'all might be surprised. We're not going to be tackling Dr. Bob. We're going to be dabbling into SCP Illustrated, guys. This is going to be juicy because I think it's going to be about one of my favorite SCPs today. You know, one of them. I have like top 10. I actually might need to make a video about that. My top 10 favorite SCPs. But this is going to be hot because it's going to be with the Gate Guardian. SCP-001, When Day Breaks, the Gate Guardian. So he's part of When Day Breaks. So in this iteration, I'm sure the story won't be the concrete story that is tied to the Gate Guardian. I feel like it's going to be another part or his perspective of When Day Breaks, when it's happening. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be cool. The Gate Guardian's badass, so how could it go wrong, right? So with that being said, if you guys enjoyed this reaction, please remember to smash that like button. It takes 1 second. It's 100% free, and you'll be helping this channel out a lot. We just passed 10K subscribers on the channel, guys, which is phenomenal. I love all you guys. Let's keep it pushing, man. If you guys haven't subbed to the channel already and you just stumbled along this video, feel free to make this your pit stop and hit that sub button, because I'm telling you, if you do enjoy my reactions, this is the best place to be to get that fix of heat. And also, if you guys have certain genres that you want me to react to, it doesn't even have to be SCP, just let me know and I'll dabble into that, because this video was a recommendation, just so you guys know. So I definitely listen to all the comments, I read all of them, so yeah, you'll be heard. So without all the way, without any further ado, let's get this show started. Alrighty, SCP-001, When Day Breaks, the Gate Guardian.
Good day everyone, and welcome to another When Day Breaks video, this time with the Gate Guardian. This encounter is separate from the main canon we have been developing, so treat this as more of an SCP cross encounter. There will be a continuation to the canon in August with the 682 video. A thank you to the patrons for keeping this channel going, a quick word from today's sponsor, and we'll get started.
Okay, so it's an iteration of When Day Breaks. That's what I figured from the beginning. But I'm going to skip this out because, you know, your boy ain't got time for all that.
Uriel stood calm and bold before the gate to heaven. Surrounding him on all sides, a wall of flesh probed the perimeter. Things that were once human, corrupted and mutilated into something new.
Oh shit. So the fleshy stuff around where he's sitting was humans. Wow. What the heck? I mean, makes sense When Day Breaks, so let's see what part he has to play.
Something inferior to his master's creation. The sun stared down at him with its evil red eye, taunting him. Uriel felt no fear. The flesh could not pass the barrier. A deep moat of ash and charred earth marked where so many of these abominations had tried and failed to cross.
It's a barrier.
Uriel sneered. The sun still stared at him. A blinding explosion shook the landscape as another monster tried its luck. It was obliterated in an instant. Another tried, and then another. Uriel looked out with disdain. These were once people. They had families, commitments, and dreams. His master's very first creation had turned on them all. What once lit up the sky had now plunged creation into a different kind of darkness.
So the sun was God's first creation. I didn't know that, at least in this storyline.
Why did his master not act? The question entered his mind again. His thoughts were interrupted as another creature crossed the boundary. No, all of them were crossing. This he would like to see.
Oh.
Uriel arose and surveyed the scene.
Uh-oh.
He was shocked to see the sun pushing all its infantry onto the front line. What was this? Did the sun hate his master's creation so much that it was determined to see its own warped attempt at life destroyed? It was inconsequential. His great sword danced across the landscape, cutting down the flesh in seconds, reducing them to dust once more. Fertilizer for the garden. Then he understood. These weren't infantry. They were pawns. He sensed something big across the boundary.
Okay.
Great conglomerations of humans and animals now melted and moulded into monstrous forms approached him.
Oh my god.
The bishops made their move. Two great horned beasts charged straight at him.
It's like he's playing chess with the Gate Guardian. This is cool.
They were too immense for a direct strike.
Hey.
So instead he swiftly darted to the side and with one great swipe decapitated them.
Nice.
A quick follow-up attack reduced the pieces to ash. He heard a screech from behind and dodged as several smaller but more nimble things on large legs appeared above him.
Hey.
The enemy's knights darted from side to side. A futile effort. Blinding arcs of energy shot out from his weapon and vaporized them all. He continued mopping up the pawns awaiting the rooks. The tide of flesh was relentless. His sword spiraled around the perimeter, creating a whirlpool of ash and embers. A low bellow vibrated off the ground as two titanic pillars of flesh approached him from opposite sides. Uriel had to physically crane his neck to look up at them. His weapon blasted chunks out of them, but their wounds were very quickly healed by more flesh. They came closer. They were going to swallow him and the gate.
No way.
Uriel thrust his sword deep into the ground. The earth's crust fractured and the ground collapsed into the fire below.
Damn.
Uriel and the gate stood there on a pedestal as the rest of the ground and the flesh with it fell to flame. The pillars of flesh collapsed into millions of tendrils, all screeching as they tried to pull themselves out.
That's what you get.
Instead, they slowly burnt away and were silent. A high-pitched tone pierced him, and he looked out to see a deer approaching him. The opponent's queen. A broken memory returned. Had he seen this thing before?
Don't tell me that's the deer. Like, legit the SCP. That is another God-S type SCP, bro. Come on now.
In another time and another place. Fire, blood, ice, and concrete filled his mind. He could not remember. The angel looked on, incredulous, as the ground reformed around him, sealing away the monsters. The deer commanded it. Its shaky legs moved without symmetry as the distorted head showed signs of what was once a face. This hybrid creature was fighting the sunlight unsuccessfully.
Don't tell me when Daybreaks took the deer. Bro, that legit looks like the SCP. Oh my god, bro. That is crazy. How though? Oh, I need to hear this story too. If that is the case, maybe it's just a random deer, who knows, but there's no freaking way. Look at it. Come on now.
It was not of this world. The power this thing radiated was palpable, and Uriel felt fear. He summoned the legions, his own army lined up in front of him, all looking at this creature that continued to advance. The legions of heaven stood firm,
Let's see.
but it didn't seem to care. It crossed the boundary and the first line of angels moved to attack. There was a crack and a flash, and Uriel was shocked to see several large hexagonal grey columns standing where his allies once did.
Yeah, it's a
The
deer.
second line attacked, and a second flash and crack resulted in another line of columns. Uriel ordered his remaining angels back through the gate. They quickly obeyed. He then spun on his heels, took a final look at paradise, and slammed the gate shut.
Thank God, because you guys would
A
have got
ball of
hurt.
metallic elements hit him in his back, and he went sprawling into the dirt. He quickly recovered and brought his sword around, colliding with another ball that was spiraling around the creature's head. It shattered, sending particles of creation out like sparks. Tiny portals to other realities opened and shut up as the sparks fizzled away. Uriel went to swing again, but the deer fixed its gaze on his sword, and it turned to sand in his hands. The thing's antlers pinned Uriel against the gate. Then a mass of flesh rising out of the deer gave Uriel a command.
You will open the gate.
His one purpose given to him was to guard the gate to the garden, to the end.
Okay.
Uriel reached back, gripped the bars of the gate, and began pulling. The gate resisted. He focused his strength and power into his arms, and with a final crack, the bar broke free. The blast sent both Uriel and the deer hurtling backwards. Before the deer could recover, Uriel summoned the last of his strength and plunged the bar from the gate into the deer's neck.
Nice.
Cracks of light began to spread across them both before a final flash enveloped everything. The light cleared. An unspoiled gate to Eden could briefly be seen fading away. In front of it was the charred and lifeless husks of the two combatants, slowly crumbling away to join the earth.
What? They took themselves out from that. Yo! And the gate just slowly disappeared? I'm assuming it just disappeared because, you know, the gate guardian is dead. Supposedly. What? And I need to find out how the deer got taken by when day breaks. Like, I'm surprised he didn't use any magic like to avoid it. Like how the gate guardian was like, you know, had that barrier. I'm surprised he didn't have something similar. It's over, I'm assuming.
And that
Damn. That is crazy. Hold on, let me see the ending again.
final flash enveloped everything. The light cleared. An unspoiled gate to Eden could briefly be seen fading away.
So it is fading away. So I guess the gate realized Uriel's dead. And that's why it's fading away? Because obviously he didn't shut the gate. Or God is doing that. And if God is doing that and shutting the gate, why is he acting now? Does he not care about his creation? Uriel? Anyone?
In front of it was the charred and lifeless husks of the two combatants, slowly crumbling away to join the earth.
Damn. Well, I'll say the gate guardian won that. But I mean, he kind of had to kill himself to, you know, defeat the deer. Because the deer was already taken by SCP-001 when daybreak. So that was just wild. I did not expect him to be in this video. But anyway, that was pretty good. It's a doozy. Usually these ones are so different from Dr. Bob's, so I try to come at it at a different angle. But yo, this was actually pretty fire. I really want to see more versus battles from them. So I'm gonna have to dabble and see any good ones that came out. as of late. But with that being said, if you guys enjoyed this reaction, please let me know by smashing that like button. If you have any recommendations that are worth my time, just joking. Like, I'll check them all out. If there's any hot ones or juicy ones you think I would like, let me know in the comment section below and I'll peep it out. And also, smash the sub button. Join the family. If you like this content, you made it all the way to the end. Don't know why you wouldn't be sub, but if you just happen to forget, here's your reminder. Be much appreciated. So with that being said, fortunately, that concludes today's episode. However, I'll catch you guys on the next one.